David Menzies for Rebel News here in Markham, Ontario. And folks, I'm back to the household of Martin Ross. We have filed several reports about how the city of Markham, well, there's no other word for it, they are being bullies to Mr. Ross. They want his rink torn down. They've gone to court. They've won in court. And now, evidently, they are sending in members of their bylaw team to document the teardown. Now, I can tell you the teardown, as we showed in our last report, it is taking place. The meshing is gone, the nets are gone, the boards are gone. And this seems to be, I don't know, part of a vendetta that they are making Martin stay at home to accommodate them for their so-called inspection. And by the way, we should speak of the demolition. If Martin didn't tear down this rink himself, the city of Markham said it'll be $500,000. $500,000, folks. They later revised that estimate to $352,000. Isn't it just really odd that Martin went out to the private sector and found somebody to do the teardown for less than $30,000? Unbelievable. In any event, we're going to stay here and query the bylaw officers because we have no choice. The media relations team does not get back to us. The city councillor for the area, Reed McAlpine, does not get back to us. Neither the mayor. We've even gone to pay a house call to City Hall. And nobody will speak. So hopefully we'll get some answers from bylaw, and we'll be here to bear witness for this so-called inspection of a teardown of a beloved backyard hockey rink.
Markham, Mr. Ross. I'm here to conduct an inspection on the progress of the rink removal that you've agreed to do.
Okay. Do you have some ID?
What kind of ID are you looking for?
City ID. I don't want you recording on my property, please.
He's here to just record what we were doing.
Yeah, if you're recording, we have to record as well.
No, there's no safety issues. I don't want him recording on my property. It's my property. I don't want his cameras on my property.
Well, he's here to protect
we must record if you're recording.
No, you've never recorded before.
Yeah, we
no,
have
you
to
haven't.
do that. We have to do so.
I'm not going to allow him on my property with him recording. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm not letting him come on my backyard. I have children here. I'm not letting him come on my backyard with a camera. Sorry, I'm not. You guys are more than welcome. He's even welcome, but not with a camera. I got kids that live back here. I don't know you guys. I know them. They have a camera.
Yep.
Right? They're on my property. I give them permission. You can film from the front all he wants because legally you're allowed to do that. But once you're on my property, he is not allowed to film in my backyard. So I do not want to do that. I don't know what you guys are doing with that. And I have children that live here. I live here. So you will not come on my backyard filming.
This inspection requires both photographic and videographic evidence.
They didn't tell me that in the email.
And we require that.
They didn't tell me that in the email.
But it is what it is, right? I'm just here to do a simple inspection. I want to see the state of the backyard.
Yeah.
May need to take a photo or two. I'll ask you if it's okay to stand here and take a photo of this. If you say yes, you say yes. If you say no, it's no. And we're just going to move from there. Yes.
Okay. Eric, you're being very reasonable. Jason, or do you agree with what your associate here said?
Absolutely. I would just like to conduct the inspection.
And I would have liked you guys to have left me alone about 4 years ago, but you decided not to do that. So what you guys would like and I would like are two different things. But you know what? I seem to be the one to accommodate you guys all the time. You're about the 150th visit I've had here at my house. And all three of you are new because you haven't been back here before. So you guys are probably about the 200th set of people that you traipse through my backyard.
The concrete pad is a bone of contention. That's going to be the biggest part of the teardown, disassembling the concrete and removing it. Can he leave it as a patio?
Dave, you want to watch your laces. I don't want you to trip.
Oh, thank you.
So just
appreciate
both
that.
of them are pretty loose.
Okay, well, it's a safety.
You don't have to fall.
Well, that's very kind of you. But more importantly, I
don't have the answer to that question.
Oh, but that's right in your wheelhouse, sir. You're with the City of Markham bylaw, right?
If the homeowner has any questions, David, just contact applications.notifications@markham.ca.
Well, you know what? I just want to point out, when you go around this corner, sir, you will see the addition to a historical home and a two-story guest house. How is that okay? And a hockey rink isn't? No. How about yourself, sir? How do the Gagnons financial donors to Mr. McAlpine get away with an addition to their historical home and a 2-story guest house, and he can't have a little backyard hockey rink?
I don't have the answers to that, sir.
As you can see, sir, an addition there, and a 2-story guest house with the Montreal Canadiens flag in the window. Can you see that, please?
That's not my role, sir. I'm just here to conduct an inspection and do my job.
Yeah, but this is exactly your role. This is, as far as I can tell, an illicit altering of a heritage home. But apparently the Gagnons are financial donors to the local councillor, Reid McAlpine. Is that the reason for the double standard?
I can't comment on that. I don't know.
Folks, I'm having deja vu of Hogan's Heroes. You know, Sergeant Schultz, I know nothing. I saw nothing. How about you, sir? What do you think about this addition and guest house?
I have no idea, sir. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I've never seen that house. I have no idea if that's new.
But you are looking at it right now, right?
I can't tell if that's a house or not. I'm not in construction. I'm not an architect.
You can't tell if that's a house?
No, I have no, well, it's a house. I can't tell if that's been altered or not. I have no idea. I've never been
Sir,
here.
right there. There's the alteration, and there's the guest house.
I'll believe you, but I have no idea. I've never been here before.
You know, guys, this seems to be, I think, fitting the definition of a vendetta by the city of Markham. As you can see, the rink, the boards are gone, the mesh is gone. Why are you doing this?
Is the mesh still around?
What do you mean still around?
Where is the mesh at this point?
What mesh?
The protective mesh. The puck mesh.
To keep the pucks out.
Yeah.
You're kidding me, right?
Where is the mesh?
You're kidding me, right? Where's the mesh? There's no rink there. There's no rink. The mesh would be...
Where is the mesh right now?
I don't know, it's piled up somewhere.
Thank you.
How is that,
me?
sir? How is that relevant? The mesh isn't affixed to boards because the boards are down. So
I'm just doing a thorough inspection.
But you can see there's no mesh. Martin, by the way, these gentlemen say basically they don't know anything to virtually all my queries. Is the cabana on the takedown list too?
That cabana there, yeah.
Oh, that little one there?
It might be that one, yeah. Right? But I'm going to, they didn't specify.
This thing is like,
Yeah,
you
they
know,
got the
like the
2-story
World
guest
Trade Center compared to these little cabanas. What's going on here?
And this is collapsible too, by the way. That goes up and down in 20 minutes if you want, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Yeah, storage tech.
We're done. Thanks, Mr.
Thank you very much.
That wasn't 30, 60 minutes.
Again, I'm just baffled. Why a $500,000 estimate for something that is a $30,000 takedown?
Are you going to chase me down?
Yeah, of course.
Well, it's a sidewalk. We're just walking along. Could you please answer my questions? Because you have an entire media relations staff and they don't return our queries, sir.
Right?
Did you get an answer, Martin, to a very important question, given the cost, which is, can you leave the concrete pad down and have it serve as a patio, not a hockey rink?
No, I've never got, I don't get answers on anything. I still don't even have an answer why I can't have my backyard rink. They never said. They just said, nope, we're taking it out and that's it. They never said why I can't have it.
But that aside, assuming it is the backyard rink is a lost cause,
Yeah.
it's a fair question, is it not? Why can't you have that pad as a patio?
I can't. They just want grass. That's all they said. I can't even cover it with dirt and sod. They want it completely out. And they haven't even said why. I get no answers from them. As you mentioned already, I don't even get a name on a letter anymore.
And you know, Martin, in case anyone is going to say, come on, Menzies, why are you giving these, worker bees such a hard time? They're just doing their job. Well, the reason is media relations does not get back to us.
Yeah.
Reid McAlpine does not get back to us. Graham Seaman, who we suspect is the author of these anonymous threat letters, does not get back to us. And even when we go to the City Hall to get answers, they call for an in-camera session, which is the opposite of what it sounds like. That means no cameras, and we're escorted out by security. And I'm not kidding, folks. Check out what happened a couple of months ago. Yeah. Thousands.
We're in confidential session right now.
Yeah, Mayor Scarpetti, I emailed you and Mr. McAlpine.
Right now, and interviews are done outside, not during the council meeting. but you won't respond to my emails. It's about the hockey rink of Martin Ross being demolished at the cost of hundreds of thousands.
During a council meeting. Thank you.
But when will you make yourself available? Okay. Mr. McPalpine, did you say to Mr. Ross that 8 people complained and that would equate to 8 votes?
You're going to have to leave. This is a council meeting. We're in private session right now.
I have no other option but to seek comment from anyone with the city, because everyone is taking a vow of silence.
Yeah, you know what? It's just like, and yeah, you do have to kind of go at those guys because they threw them onto the front line. There they are pulling up again. You threw them right onto the front line. And it's like, if you're upset with your cable TV provider, your cell phone provider, and you got to call customer service and you got to yell at the poor little girl or poor guy that answers the phone, and he doesn't own TELUS, he doesn't own Rogers, right? But that's who you're left to deal with, and you got to get upset with them. So it's the same thing with these gentlemen who showed up here. They kind of sent them into to an unarmed battle. It's been, on me personally, it's been a tough run. It's been 4 years of just constant, as what you saw, farce of a harassment, just nonstop letters, nonstop courts. And some people say, oh, he did it to himself. No, I didn't. There's no permit needed for what I'm doing. Yeah. They stuffed this into a very vague, very draconian easement agreement, and that's what they ran with this. I didn't do this to myself. And you know what? The city could have still said, all right, well, let's figure out how we can work with you to make this work to our liking. But they just came at me with full force. And you know what? It's really had me getting tough to get motivated on a daily basis for the last year and a half. It has caused a little bit of anxiety from my daughter. My kids would use it for training. They both play at a very, high level of hockey. My son's OHL draft year is next year. And now we got to run from rink to rink to rink and rent rinks so they both can get in some extra training when they could just go to their very own beautiful backyard that I spend a lot of time and money in, where they're safe and I know where they are, to practice shooting, to practice skating, whatever it is.
And Martin, we must speak of the unspoken strategy. I brought up the name of Reed McAlpine. He said to you, you told me that he had 8 complaints. 8 complaints equals 8 votes for him. That's it? It comes down to 8 votes. And of course, with your neighbors, the Gagnons, they're financial contributors to him. Is that what's driving this vendetta?
Yeah, I mean, I would say he's definitely the number one henchman behind this, because he came to me right away saying that he's a politician. He clearly wanted those 8 votes, and he won by a landslide, so he didn't even need those 8 votes, but that was definitely driving behind it. And you can walk, I don't know why they came after me for those 8 votes. You can walk up and down Unionville Main Street with tons of historical buildings with all kinds of changes to the building. Yeah. Modern windows, modern doors, modern fences, you name it. They somehow tied my Holy Heritage grass and Holy Heritage dirt into my heritage property.
Are you thinking of, when this mess is finally dealt with, just putting it up for sale, going to a municipality that would welcome your backyard rink, and start off fresh with your own home, not a co-owned home?
I have thought about that, but my kids have grown up here. Mm-hmm. This is this is our family home. I got many great memories with me and my children here, but they've beaten me up pretty bad, and there definitely has to be some changes made to the Heritage Act and the Heritage Easement agreements. But I do think I'm probably going to sell and get out of here. They've defeated me and beaten me down to the ground. Where, you win, I'm out of here.
I can't blame you. Hey folks, what a sad story. When you see an attack against Canada's official wintertime sport, it just breaks my heart. And if you feel the same way, please go to savetherink.ca. That's savetherink.ca. Please put your name to our growing petition. We'll deliver it to the City of Markham officials. Not that I think they care about anything, whether it's a petition or a media relations black eye, but still, we have to try, don't we? Again, please go to savetherink.ca.